Damn, camera slider. Yo, chill, stop moving, homie. Chill. I'm trying to talk to the people. Let me do the Harlem Shake. Man, I wonder if I can still even do the Harlem Shake. I used to do the Harlem Shake when I was younger, and I was really getting into the break dancing. That was cool, man. Dad, yo, that just made me, yeah, man. I gotta talk about that, the dancing too. But I want to talk about um being perfect or not being perfect. Or no, what they say is everybody's not perfect, nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And the mentality that you have and like your core structure. So when they say people are not perfect, like you think you perfect, nobody's perfect. You know, they trying to use it to downplay you. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, that's messed up to say to somebody when they say like when somebody says it to you like, yo, you think you perfect, nobody's perfect. That is a negative statement. You're really telling somebody who has confidence in themselves to even say anything that they're not perfect. Why would you do that to somebody? Why would you even think that? Where did that stigma come from? Why are people using that as a tool against somebody? I had somebody tell me that, like, it was actually at the job that I work at now. A few years ago, I got into it when I was going for like my raise or whatever, and I had this guy. He doesn't work at my location anymore. He works at another location. But literally, you know what I'm saying? You got to watch what you say to certain people because that stuff can stick with them forever. You know what I'm saying? And you say something to me, it sticks with me. I remember. He was like, yo, like, you know, Jamel, you think you're perfect? Like, nobody's perfect. Like that. And I'm sitting here pleading my case as to why she get more money. It's funny, my last video, I was just talking about, you know what I'm saying, how I got fired. It was over money. So it's this thing about money, people are so ticky-tacky with money. They so like, they was like holding on to the money. And it's not even theirs. The money don't belong to you. It's a company. You know what I'm saying? If that CEO came down and saw how I was working better than you, I bet you he'd probably say, you know what, stop working here. Come work in my office with me. Because, yo, you way better than all these people. Because you care. You put in that work. Maybe your bosses that don't even work, but they don't even care. They know they're gonna get that paper. They got to hook up their friends with everybody in the main office. You know what I'm saying? So they Gucci, but they want to use this power. It's always about this power. They want to put it on you. You know what I'm saying? And make themselves feel better when they go home at night. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I told him no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he thought he was better than everybody. He thought he was perfect. Well, meanwhile, to be honest with you, that person was perfect. You were trying to make it seem like they're not perfect. And that's a problem with YouTube. That's why I turned off the comment section because it'd be that going on YouTube. People who think they're better than you, but they're not better than you. So they throw shade on you to try to have everybody else think a certain way about you. It's messed up what people do, yo. It's so messed up, yo. And that happens in the workplace too. So YouTube is no different from the workplace. But I remember the dude telling me, you think you're perfect? Because that was his last line of defense to everything that I was saying. Because everything I was saying was so truthful. I was breaking everything down. You know what I'm saying? When you have facts and you come like, yo, I do this, I do that. Look at the pictures. Look at my display. Look at this, that, or whatever. The only thing they say is you think you're perfect. Nobody's perfect. Then when you come back and you start going over their work and showing them their flaws, they want to fire you then. Don't say nothing about your boss and what their flaws when all the stuff that you're catching. They want to go. Matter of fact, let's go find out and see if he was late a couple times. Let's go write him up. We got to get a couple writers for him, get him fired, get him up out of here. You the best worker they got probably, but they want to fire you because they're not doing their job and you're pointing it out. So it makes them look bad. No, that person who was doing a job and actually saying something about your work, it's not making you look bad. You're making yourself look bad because you're not putting in the work. You're not doing what you signed up for, what you said you was going to do. You're not a real leader. You don't know what leading is. That's the main problem with people is that they're getting a position that they don't belong in. And I've said this for years, and I will always say, you know what I'm saying? And I'm always going to be truthful, honest. You know what I'm saying? 100%, I'm going to break it down. So, when you say people are not perfect, that's a negative stigma you put on somebody and you kind of like destroy their character right at that moment. Should never do that, man. Let me tell you something. Everybody is perfect. You're born the way that you were supposed to be born. Doesn't matter. Don't let somebody say, "Oh, I was born one arm," but God, you're still here. You're born. You're perfect. That's the way that He wanted you to be here. So you're born perfect. Now you might make decisions personally that may seem like it's not the right things, which will make you imperfect. But you made that decision yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have a choice. So I want to say this. You have a choice to be perfect. You have a choice to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Say hello to everybody. Make sure you go brush your teeth, clean your mouth and all that stuff. Wash your face, wash your body. You know what I'm saying? So when you're around people, you're not stinky. You know what I'm saying? Go in the kitchen, cook you a well-balanced breakfast that's healthy. You have a choice. You know what I'm saying? And go about your business. You know what I'm saying? But some people, they get up, they won't go brush their teeth. Well, that was a choice that they made. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make that person not perfect. They choose not to be a perfectionist. You know what I'm saying? They choose that it's a choice. So I say this to say that I say that to say this. Keep thriving. Keep pushing forward. You are perfect the way you are. Just mold yourself to be even better. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody tell you like, oh, you think you're perfect. No. Because it's a choice. And the reason why somebody's choice to do this doesn't mean it's imperfect. That's they choose to do that. That's the way they want. That's their route. That's the way they want to live their life. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody told you, oh, if somebody has a Dorito, they're imperfect. That's just an assumption. That doesn't make any sense to me. Don't try to negate what the next person is doing, because you know what I'm saying? Like that's no. Now, I've been on record saying not calling somebody imperfect, but I've been on record giving people suggestions. Hey, why don't you lower the sound of that hi hat or the snare because the high frequency is piercing my eardrums, whatever. But that's not me telling that producer that they're imperfect. You know what I'm saying? That's me telling that producer, if you just take this little tip, then it's going to put you on that path to be even better. You know what I'm saying? Because something is hurting. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it wasn't even like the snare choice was wrong. The snare was fire, but the high frequency of the snare was hurting my eardrum. So that's what I'm saying. You just take off the highs a little bit. It's still going to be the same perfect snare that you chose. That was your choice. I'm just giving you a little mixing tips and techniques. I'm trying to help you a little bit. That's the difference between somebody just saying like, "Oh, that producer's whack." Yo, they think they're the best, but they ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? You think you perfect? Nah, you ain't. I can hear something. I can hear a ton of things bad in your beat. No. That's a difference on how you conduct yourself and you talk to people. It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Helping is helping. But, you know what I'm saying, tearing somebody down with just one sentence is basuda is bad. No good, man. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that, dude. So the flip side is you as a person have to build up a strong characteristic. You have to be strong within yourself. You have to have that eye of tiger. You know what I'm saying? You got to be that lion. You got to roar. You got to have that fight. You got to have that grit. You got to have that hard shell. Nobody should be able to penetrate you as a person. You need to have that. I learned that at a very young age, I need to speak up for myself. I need to not let people downplay me. You know what I'm saying? No matter if they're a boss or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to not be afraid, not be scared. So always think to yourself like, I was born perfect. There's some choices that I might not be perfect in other people's eyes. You know what I'm saying? I understand we live in a society, a community. So yeah, you kind of got to conduct yourself a certain way. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let nobody deter me off my path. But I will, you know what I'm saying, listen to other people. I will be conscious and be like, okay, but you know what I'm saying, my way might not be the only way. Let me just listen a little bit. Let me bring some stuff in, some knowledge in to make me even more of a better person. And then use those tools that you get from other people, and then use the grit that you have from birth, from your pops and your moms, or from your uncles, or from your older brothers. You seen somebody have that grit. You see somebody go knock somebody out. They were tough. You seen that. You seen it. Or it might have just been your friend. Or it might just a YouTube video you saw. Somebody was just tough. you need to be that as well. Because this is a rough game. Whether you're working at your job, or whether you're just walking down the block, you're walking in a neighborhood that you don't know, or whether you just took a trip somewhere overseas, you know what I'm saying? You got to look out, you got to watch, you know what I'm saying? Or YouTube, or Odyssey.com, or, TikTok, or these apps. You need to be tough. You got to have that grit. And you got to be well spoken. You got to speak up for yourself. You have to learn the game. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn, contracts. You have to learn the lingo. You got to learn body language, how people moving, how people talking, how people looking, how people dip off around the corner really quick. Like, you got patience, where they going? What you got to say? You know, everything you need to pay attention to in this game is not only about making a beat. It's not only about making a song or trying to make a hit record. It's about the whole thing's about life, man. I'm basically trying to tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to conduct yourself and live life and be aware, see stuff, be tough, understand when somebody is saying something to you, just brush it off, because at the end of the day, you know what your path is, you know how you want to perfect yourself. But listen, though, you can brush it off, but still listen and see if there's any substance in there. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you eat some food, you eating, right? Well, your body is like, well, did this mofo give me anything I could work with today? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there any type of substance in this food? Like, is there any broccoli? Is there any spinach? I'll take some shrimp today, too. We need, you know what I'm saying? Is there any magnesium? Is there any of this? Your body's like, taking in everything that you give it. You know what I'm saying? You giving the body the food. The body can't stop you. You know what I'm saying? The body gets like, don't put that in me. I don't want that, You putting it in. Now the body's going to take the good from everything, and all the waste is going to come out. Another thing is, you need to start drinking some water, a lot of water, but you drink some warm water. So, Ghetto Style told me this. He said, if you drink a glass of water before you eat, your belly won't be as empty, and you won't consume as much food, and that you won't have as much food sitting in your belly, and then at the same time, you won't gain as much weight. But it's also about what you eat too. Stop eating the cookies, eat broccoli, spinach. You know what I'm saying? But then the body is going to, you're going to take some hot water after, warm hot water. A little bit on the hotter side. No tea, just the water, because the tea, that's still adding some substance. Drink that warm water. Preferably, what I do, I drink 2 cups of warm water right after my meal. My belly is like mad big, but it starts flushing my system out, and I don't have poop sitting in my belly overnight. That's a big problem. So you need to start getting more greens into your system, working smoothies and stuff like that. Get away from all the dairy, all the fattening foods, and you'll see a difference in just your mind, your body, and soul, and the way you see things too, the way you speak. But you got to put all that stuff together, man. The way you eat, the way you see the world, the way you talk to people, the way you say, hello, how you doing? The way you know what I'm saying, you try to limit your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? The way you try to perfect yourself, watch 1,000 tutorials a day. You know what I mean? Stop jumping from comment to comment section and all that stuff. Just, better yourself. You know what I'm saying? Make your content that much greater. That's what I'm doing right now. There was a young lady on YouTube. She's on all platforms, so she's pretty cool, man. Her name is M.M.Beats. Yeah, I know her. She's very well known. She's very cool. And I remember one time on Twitter, the post is all deleted because I deleted my whole Twitter and just started over. She said, this is great or something like that. Whatever I had posted, she said, are you a perfectionist? And my reply to her was, no, I just try not to make any mistakes. And then I started laughing, like, why did I say that? But it's true, though. Like, I try not to make any mistakes, which is great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But I thought that was a cool tweet. I ain't going to elaborate it too much anymore. I thought that was cool. But a little interaction between me and her. But I try to limit my mistakes. And that's why I get into it with people sometimes, because if I make one mistake, they'll jump right on me like, oh, I'm like, damn, nigga, I didn't make a mistake for like a whole year. I make one, you jump on me. All right, man. But you know, this is life, man. I love this vlog stuff. This is life, and I'm going to keep it going. It's your boy Old Dynasty. You know, I ain't with that side talk. I'm working on the album. I told you I gotta have surgery. So I haven't been recording. So the album's gonna be later than usual than I expected, but it's still gonna come. All right.